All right. So welcome everybody to another episode of Achieve 10X TV, where we are interviewing local people helping our local community during this pandemic. And super excited to have a fitness trainer, JP Pormprasong. Got it right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So JP, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience?
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. So as mentioned, Jimmy just introduced me. So I'm JP. I'm an Austinite. And just about more of why I got into the whole fitness industry is, so backstory, briefly, I used to be 230 pounds. I was morbidly obese as a kid. So I got tired of a lot of people, teasing me, making fun of me, and I wanted to make a change for myself. So once I did make that change for myself, I started to realize that for both my parents, we have diabetes and heart problems in our family. So I knew that it was great not only making a change for myself, for one, hoping that people don't tease me, etc., but two, also for my health, right? So, and that's the biggest thing on that. So being an Austinite, I went to school for I minored in elementary education. So with the teacher route, I was like, you know what? If my passion is more about the fitness industry, instead of just helping children or kids all over, I want to help, the overall community, right? So no matter what age group. And with that, I was really driven because my aunt, she introduced me to like 24-hour fitness.
Nice.
And it was the boot camp style. And then I got introduced to CG, which is Camp Gladiator, title boxing. And then before you know it, I came and got an opportunity with Orange Theory. So, and that was just kind of like the beginning of how it went through. My main reason though, as to why I wanted to do this, not only for the transformation for myself, but to also show others that, this sounds very cliche, but if I can do it, y'all can do it, right? It's all about your mindset. Whatever you think internally, on that part, you want to be able to do. I say it's like, if you can change the way you think, you can change your life. So,
oh yeah, definitely. So what nationality are you?
I am Thai and Filipino.
Oh, you're mixed.
Thailand and Filipino, yep.
So what's the difference between a fitness trainer and a personal trainer? Or is it the same thing?
I mean, it can go hand in hand. Definitely as a personal trainer, you really pay attention more into detail and one-on-one, with your client, right? Whereas, for example, for me, I really enjoy group training. So group fitness classes, so you have a more amount of people and it's known to have that energy going. Yes, we still, keep eyes and pay attention to detail and form, all that good stuff, but you're more into that moving and grooving. And sometimes, I do understand, again, coming from my past, like personal training can definitely be great for somebody because I admit, for me, I was like, all right, I just want it to be just me and my personal trainer because I feel like maybe even if there's no one else around, I feel like all eyes are still watching on me. And I feel like some people could be like critiquing or judging me when that's not really most of the case, but internally, that's how I feel, right? So that's how I feel for personal training. And, even for personal trainers, they love being one-on-one because, you really build that connection. Now, as a group trainer, you definitely build connection with your community too, but you just have that mass amount and you have to be able to multitask and really, engage with your audience. So, and I love that feel.
Great. So right now, obviously all the gyms have been closed. And
yes.
What have you, so as a fitness trainer, what have you personally been doing to maintain your own fitness?
Oh man, so many different things. It sounds silly, right? It's like, it's out of our norm, out of our just normal routine, because as you mentioned, with the gyms closed, studios or maybe camps and the social distancing of 6 feet, etc., like just no one really knows, right? On much. So it's like, all right, do I have to be sheltered or I have to stay in and quarantine, etc.? Like, what do I do? There's so many different things like online, with Orange Theory and Camp Gladiator, all that stuff, giving free workouts. Me personally, I have I do have some dumbbells, and sometimes, you know, as a trainer or coach, people think, oh man, he must have a home gym.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Like, I'm going to move the camera, like, just blank spot in my garage.
Yeah.
Just, like,
You got
for
nothing.
me, like for dumbbells, all I have is 12 pounds, 15 pounds, 60 pounds. I actually bought that one, but I used, for a good while, I used a 5-gallon water jug, and I'm just carrying that around, doing squats, lunges. I got a little vest, but body weight, a lot of body weight things is, you know, you can always incorporate throughout your workout or your exercises. And you can look online too, like YouTube. That's one I always like to go to, and it just shows different things and different techniques and forms that you can put into your program of yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So
that's great. I mean,
kind of what I've been doing.
I mean, it's great because I think, like, I have some patients that they've built out their garage as a home gym, and I'm like, you don't really need to buy all that stuff. Like, they're going to academy.
It's awesome. It's awesome though.
It's awesome, yeah. But but you don't need to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to see that, you know, as a fitness trainer, you're actually setting a great example that you can use basic stuff, water jugs, your own body weight to get the same exercise, you know.
If you have a house and you have stairs, or like an apartment complex, or like for the buildings, right? There's 2 floors, 3 floors, etc. I mean, I'm sure everyone, you know, has that mindset of whenever they go grocery shopping, right? What do you want to do to like avoid? You want to avoid going back and forth from your trunk of getting the groceries back in. So a lot of people, right, they try to gather as much as they can, you know, bags on one arm and just lift that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what we call farmer's carry. So, you know, thinking like the weight that you have there, I mean, guess what? Go for like you're walking, just kind of do a little curl, right? Just going through. I mean, like I said, it's more focused on you. You can't think about what others are gonna think about you. Like from day one of the quarantine, whenever, you know, my apartment complex, some people living, of course I had like a mask on just in case. I don't, you know, everyone feels a little bit different, but like they'll just see this guy, like some little Asian guy just working out in front of his garage and stuff. And then next thing you know, like each day that I stay consistent with it, and they're like, oh man, you should train me. Are you a coach? Are you a trainer? I was like, yeah. You know, I was like to work out for fun, etc. You want to jump in? Like, definitely, you can be at your area, and I can talk. I have a loud voice, you know. But it's all about moving, right? Moving and staying consistent. Because I really say this. I know whenever the world like was open and we'll say pre-quarantine, pre-corona, like a lot of people say, man, I'm so busy with work. I'm so like, I don't have time to work out. This really opened a lot of our eyes on like, because now that we are, you know, I don't want to say forced, but we're more pulled back to where we do have to stay home and work, etc. And we noticed like, hey, we do have some time if we really wanted to like work out or get something, right? Get something in. Yeah. And so it kind of shows, since, like I said, I'm always preaching mindset.
Yeah, same here. No, we're on the same page. So you mentioned, okay, YouTube, you know, you can go to YouTube to get, you know, see what exercises to do. My question to you is, how can people, like, especially, I mean, young people, I mean, we can fall, we'll bounce right back up. Well, you'll bounce back up. I'm kidding.
I got a story for you on that one, but yeah.
But so I treat a lot of, you know, patients that they're in their 60s to 80s. So how can they go to YouTube and make sure that they're, you know, following something that is safe for them? Like, how do you choose?
Well, and that's the thing, like YouTube is just so massive, right? With like your source and links. Honestly, even for me, like I'll search something, like you could type almost anything on YouTube, right? It's like how to be fit for, you know, and then you just put like my age or, you know, things like that. And I'm sure something will pop up, but you need to find something that, like as mentioned, like everyone on YouTube or any social media we just call them influencers, right? whomever the influencer is, if you really like that person, their personality, and maybe they have the figure that you want, and you're like, man, we're the same age, etc. I promise you're gonna follow them a whole lot more than someone that you're like, oh man, you know, they give really good advice, but that's not how I want to look like, right? So you have to be able to you know, do a little bit of searching, but mesh with something that pertains to you. And I like to tell people too, it's like, you know, when it comes to exercise and working out, I don't want you to think like you just have to go to a gym, right? You don't have to just lift. Yeah. Like I used to be a dancer and choreographer with my twin sister for fun. And you know, if you love to dance, right? There's gamers out there like the old school DDR. You know, they have to move with their feet and some arrows. Like that takes coordination and movement. Cycling, running, swimming. Swimming is very low impact, right, on your joints. There's so much more. Hiking, rock climbing. So all those things, if you love doing it, do it. You know, like it has to be fun. Silly as that sounds.
That makes sense. That you're a choreographer, because I always see on your YouTube, on your Facebook, you're always dancing, man.
Goofing off. Like I have to goof off a little bit, and instead of like, all right, I just lifted really heavy, you know, instead of just sitting there waiting for my next set or my next round, like I gotta keep myself loose, and then it just kind of mentally it just psychs myself out. Like, all right, you know, you got this.
Yeah.
I'm like, JP, people are watching you online right now. You better hold yourself accountable.
Exactly.
And that's the main reason why I actually do a Facebook Live with just, you know, workouts here and there, because if for a reason like, yes, I can say I worked out, but for those who are like, man, like I get to where people ask me like, do coaches really work out? They just have a fast metabolism, you know, and, you know, stay fit 365 days out of the year. No, we have to train as well too. So practice what you preach.
No, right? I hear you. That's the same thing with me. I got to do my own medicine if I'm preaching it to my patients. So you're training, you're doing some group training, you know, through online. So share with us, you know, what are you offering right now in regards to group training?
With group training, I mean, that's very mixed feelings on that part. And what I mean by mixed feelings, because again, it's hard. Like, you know, some people are comfortable with, you know, wanting someone to train them either online or like physically, like me being there, right? Yeah. Even though if I'm at a far distance. When I say group training, like, of course, my recent employer, OTF, Orange Theory Fitness. So what Orange Theory Fitness has been doing is, you know, having their coaches go on Zoom, right? So Zoom, the private classes, it is free, and or even Facebook Live. So you can do that, and that's with their audience. For me, like I said, I don't want to be saying any rates or anything. It's just more of like, if people are interested and maybe they do want to reach out to me personally, they can, because I want to make sure, like, first I want to be able to connect and be like, Jimmy, how are you doing today? It's like, thank you for reaching out, you know, and then just ask you questions about your goals, because everyone's goals is going to be different. And maybe just say, for example, if you came to me, maybe you want to train with me on like private or Zoom classes, or, you know, in person 5 days out of the week. Yeah. Someone's rate might be different, right? Maybe they want to do once or twice a week. Yeah. Normally, typically how it goes, like the more sessions you're wanting, or in general, usually we'll have more of a discounted rate in a way. Yeah. So kind of goes with that.
So you're basically offering, you're offering, you know, one-on-one training or group training. So those are your two big general options for people right now, since we're still, you know, even though the at-home shelter rule has been lifted, but still we don't know if people are going to be coming out. So you're offering the two options for the two trainings.
Yes. And is it okay if I even like give shout outs for my friends?
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Because because like I said, you know, if there could be some who really connects with me and wants me to be their coach and trainer, etc. Yeah. But maybe they're like, does he have someone else, right? So for all like the Zumba lovers and dancers out there. So shout out to Hillary and Lacey Kate, also Honey Bellin. So they do Zumba, and we do have Elvis Fisher. He's with Better You Performance. I know he's been killing it on social media and just talking about his training programs. You do have Title Boxing. You have CG, which is Camp Gladiator. You have all the OTF coaches as well too. So don't forget about that. That's every day as well. And then some others definitely to reach out to. I know Jeremy, my friend named Jeremy from high school. So he's with Camp Gladiator. But if anyone out there has anything that they're curious or wanting, whether it's from me or any other connections, feel free to let myself know. You can even let Jimmy know as well too. Yeah. So we have all connections.
Nice. Yeah. So I want to actually, all those people that you just mentioned, if you can hook me up with them, I want to do an interview. I want to interview them also.
Definitely.
Yeah. Get them so they can spread their message about, what to do. Because even though the ban's been, the shelter in's been lifted, the economy right now is so in a slump, unpredictable. And so that's the reason why we do these interviews, is to get together, all of us are local, and just help each other, because no one's going to do it for us. So we got to band together to help each other out.
Mm-hmm. And it's so silly, because talking about all that, I always preach and say, I was like, man, we're always trying to bring the unity into our community.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So, that was actually pretty good. That's
so cheesy. Good. That's my Filipino corny side right there. But hey, so
I'm gonna use that.
So funny.
Use that. All right, JP, what are some last words you want to leave with the audience?
Last words leaving with the audience is throughout this time, definitely stay positive. Try to surround yourself with positivity as much as you can, because reminder is just, for the psychology, it kind of translates to the whole physiologically kind of thing, right? So whatever you have mental up here is going to be more etc. down here. And when I say that, biggest example would be if you surround yourself by like negative vibes and you're like, man, this is the worst day of my life. I don't know, what's the worst thing that can happen? Normally, 9 out of 10 times, something worse happens.
Yeah.
So if you ever felt that way before, stay positive, right? I know a lot of stress is going on with everyone right now. Remember, everyone's opinions and everyone's going to be thinking a little bit differently. Just be kind. Right? Be kind, respect others' opinions on what they want to do. Wear a mask, it's just being aware and mindful on everything. So other than that, last quick shout out, one more. If you love jump roping, and I would say the king of personality as well too, his name is Dylan Floyd, Coach D-Flow. So that is one that I definitely always want to give a shout out. He's been doing monthly programs like booty blasters and things, and he's a good friend who I love to call. So,
nice.
So yeah.
All right. I appreciate it, JP. So if you, I'm going to share this on Facebook, and I'll tag you. If you can share, your information, and if you can share all the people you shouted out, their information, that would be awesome.
For sure.
All right, JP, you probably need to get back to another workout session.
Maybe.
Dance out. Yeah.
Take a little nap.
I appreciate you taking your time, and thank you for helping our community stay fit. And I will talk to you later. I appreciate it, man.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.